I don't know if I'm going to end up posting this video or what exactly I want to say in this video, but first, where my manners at. Hi lovers, how are you doing? Happy Valentine's Day. This video in particular, I wanted to talk about my lover, who's Jared Brady, who you guys have probably seen in this channel now for coming on 2 years at this point. We've been together for 2.5 years, and really fun fact, when I made this Valentine's Day video 2 years ago, and it was really hard loving each other, and I think it was for all the reasons that I knew before we even got into the relationship about certain incompatibilities or certain things that vices that he had that I knew my husband wasn't supposed to be like that. And in that video I said, but of course I would prefer not to be sitting here crying on camera right now. I prefer to be sitting here beside somebody who I decided was a great fit for me, but life goes on. And the craziest thing of all, I actually spent that same Valentine's Day with Jared. Like, he was a part of my life at that time. We had actually been seeing each other since October, but my heart wasn't healed yet. And just to really speak to the power of really knowing yourself, I just knew I wasn't in a place to connect with someone in that kind of special, deep way. And so even though he was around, I wasn't able to really receive his love or receive him in that way as more than just a fun friend who I hung out with once in a while. And looking back at that video and knowing that I said those things like, I don't know who my next life partner is going to be. I don't know I'm going to have my next love story. And I was like really in it at that point. I'm always so conscious of doing these kinds of videos, that the fact that you could break up with somebody, that nothing is forever, and we are not married, and we live together, and we have a wonderful relationship, an open relationship, as you guys know, and things can change. But I feel very confident to know that even if 2 years from now I watch this video back and I'm no longer with that person, I would still be like, those feelings were fair. I'm not gonna be able to get through this video. Those videos were fair. I'm so grateful for the love that I share with you, Jared. There's so many lies that I used to tell myself about myself. So many, bad lies about me being mean, or me not being able to accept nice people in my life, or having no patience. I told myself, actually, before living with you, and I know that I'm talking to YouTube people, sorry for saying you. I'll switch. Before me and Jared moved in together, I had concretely told myself I don't do well living with others. To be honest with you, the only people that I've successfully been able to live with are my parents. Everybody else I've had some kind of problem with. I had a roommate in college. It was only 6 months. We kind of got along well, but everyone else, whether it be a romantic partner or just a random roommate, I just haven't enjoyed the experience. So I told myself that I'm just better off by myself and better off in my own space. And for a long time I was really happy living alone and being alone. And when I decided to move in with Jared, it wasn't because I was sick of being by myself. It was because I thought I could try something. And to be very frank, we did not move in together like, let's try this. We moved in together like, oh, you need somewhere to stay for a month. You can just stay here while you look for somewhere else to live. And then 2 weeks in, I was like, I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. We work really well together. He's very clean. He's very kind. He's very different from me. And different from me in ways that I didn't think would match up. And that's part of the beautiful surprise I think that love can bring you, is that sometimes it can reveal things that you didn't know that you need that you actually did. And there's obvious things in life that we all know that we need, food, water, shelter, money, success, family, but patience, sweetness, innocence. I didn't know that I needed those things. And I didn't know what a profound impact having those things in my life on a daily basis could have for me. If I was to say the most stark thing that I've learned about love in this relationship in particular, is that a good love makes you love yourself more. And I don't know if it's supposed to work that way. And sometimes I feel guilty for it working that way, because I want to have that kind of love for myself regardless of what's happening in the world. But to be honest, being loved by somebody who shows you sides of yourself that you didn't exercise before, or who gives you space to be your crazy self and accepts that, who doesn't mind that your legs are always spiky. They're never smooth. You never ever have smooth legs, and they somehow think that's cool. The person who, like, after a while is like, I kind of start to like your BO now. That after some time of you refusing to wear deodorant when we're home together, all of those little surprising things that you don't think are supposed to make you feel differently about yourself, they do. They did for me, at least. And thank you. Thank you for not only a great relationship for myself. I keep saying you. You're not on, this is not Jared. He lives here. I could just talk to him if I wanted to. This is not a video for him. It's a video for you about him, which I don't even know why I'm doing that now that I think about it. I've never known anybody so impossibly kind. And I say impossibly kind because I don't even understand it. Just so considerate, so empathetic, so concerned about the well-being of others. And like on stupid levels. Like we went to Target the other day, and I'm me. I'm just like, I'm kind of a toddler. I'm just living, you know what I mean? Like I'm not always very aware of like rules and other people, or I just don't care if I am aware of them. So we're gonna go buy a stool, and he wasn't with me, he was in another aisle. So I pick up this stool. I rip the box open, obviously, because I want to see how it actually looks, because the staples don't apply to me. Rip the box open, and then I'm like, okay, I put it in the cart. And then we're like wheeling to the exit, and I'm indecisive. And I'm like, I don't think I really actually want this stool. I'm gonna put it back. And then I'm like, I take out the cart and just put it on the ground. And he was like, we're gonna go back to the aisle and put it back there. I'm like, no. It's fine here. Like, this is like why they have workers. Don't worry about it. And he's just like, no, we're going back. And then we go back to the aisle to put it there, and then he realizes that I've ripped the box open. He was like, did you open the box? And I was like, yeah, I just wanted to see how it looked. And then he spent like time like trying to put the box back together. Like that kind of like just, you know, just sweet. So many like sweet. We go places and I'll be on the other side of the rope, and he's like, the rope is here for a reason. Please respect the rules. Don't make these people's jobs any harder. Like, let's please just go with the system. And I think it's beautiful that you're like that. I think it's beautiful that Jared is like that. And I'm just so not like that. And I'm getting little bits and pieces of that I think that are rubbing off of me. And I kind of like it. I actually really like it a lot. Happy Valentine's Day to a partner who is fun, inspiring, who's clean, who's helpful, who's considerate, who's balanced, who takes criticism and actually does something about it, adjusts to it. Somebody who allows me to be my best self, doesn't distract me from my work, doesn't distract me from my friendships, doesn't try to compete with anybody else that I love, just like embraces who I am and lets me live my best life and finds ways for them to fit in it versus them dictating how I'm supposed to live, react, breathe. And to the extreme extent of that, somebody who allows me to exercise my need to be flirtatious, to have exchanges with other people without seeing that as a threat or as an indicator that I'm not actually pleased with my primary partner. I'm so grateful that I get to be my best self in this relationship, and then I get to facilitate, hopefully, an opportunity for you to be your best self. Another thing that I want to say before this video becomes ultra corny, because I think it's important to a lot of you guys who are probably watching this video and maybe at a similar place in your career that Jared is. So Jared is younger than me, and he is probably at where he's at in his age, where maybe I kind of was when I was his age in my career. So much passion, so much love, so much desire to do the actual thing, so much pain doing it, so much pushback doing it, so much difficulty doing it, no way in, all locked doors. And I get to feel like I get to be to him what I wanted for me. Loving, supportive, and just sure. One of my favorite quotes is Steve Jobs: you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can't look and say, oh, this is gonna go here, that'll go there, this will go here, and then we're gonna have this shape. Because life doesn't happen that linear, planned out way. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. Once you've gone through everything, once you've made all the steps, then you could say, oh right, I didn't get this job, so I would get that job, so I would move to this place and I'd meet that person, and that's why this all happened, and this is why it all happened in this way. And he can't connect the dots for himself, but I can connect them for him because I know my story and I see so much of myself in him. I see so much of my passion and my drive in him. And I'm so grateful to be able to be there for someone during this time that I love so deeply, and to give them the support and encouragement and the reminder that they're good enough and the reminder that it will work out, because you have it, he has it all in him, and is so deserving, even though deserve is my least favorite word in the human language because it just doesn't make any sense. Nothing, you know, a lot of people don't deserve what happens to them. Life isn't fair. Life is just. That's it. Life is just. Life happens, life goes on, life continues. And sometimes it's a tsunami that washes you away, and sometimes it's a wave that carries you to the next greatest destination. You just don't know how it's going to land. But you're just, if I could use that word for anybody, I'd use it for you. You deserve such great things in your life. And I know it hasn't been easy, and I see your heart break, so I see Jared's heart break so often. Like how I saw my own heart break so often. But I see beauty in that, and I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of this role, this time in your life for that reason. Even though it's not the most glamorous time to be a part of someone's life, to me it's such a meaningful, worthwhile life. So all in all, I just wanted to say happy Valentine's Day. And I wanted to make this as a reminder to anyone out there who's struggling to find love, struggling to find their partner. Just, you don't know. You really don't. I don't know, and I still don't know. You know what I mean? These are all great feelings and experience that I've had with an amazing person. I don't know what it's all going to amount to, or if it has to amount to anything. I just know that in this moment, and looking backwards and connecting the dots, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so fulfilled, and I'm so full with your love, and happy Valentine's Day for you. Happy Valentine's Day to you. You bring out the best in me, and every part of me prays that you can say the same sentence with confidence, because I only want the best for you.
Black, black, girl like this.